As discussed during the mock trial conference, we will be updating and clarifying virtual format rules over the coming months. This video is the first of those clarifications. When competition rules are updated or clarified, we will revise the rules document and post them to the website. So please continue to check the mock trial website for any future updates. Registration opened this afternoon. As stated previously, teams will be able to choose their preferred competition date from the 4 options available. OCLRE will endeavor to keep teams assigned to their first choice, but we reserve the right to move teams to a different date based on volunteer availability. Any team reassignment needed will be based on the order of registration, with teams registering last being moved first. Teams must be available on the days signed up for from 8:00 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. There will be an AM and PM trial block on each of those days. Teams will be randomly assigned to one of the 2 time blocks. Team assignments will be posted on the OCLRE website on January 8th. To the greatest extent possible, no reassignments will occur after that date.
Because there are so many more logistics to manage in an online competition, completing the required forms and meeting the deadlines is more crucial than ever. Team rosters will be due to OCLRE no later than January 8th. After this date, teams may drop students from their roster, provided your team still has the minimum of 5 students, but no students may be added to the roster past the January 8th deadline. These rosters are going to be used to admit Zoom attendees from the waiting room and to create the breakout rooms in which the trials will be held. As a result, any name not appearing on the roster will be denied entry to the Zoom meeting. For this reason, the rosters also must include the names of all teacher advisors and all legal advisors serving for the team.
We have had some questions about who is allowed to attend the Zoom meeting and who is permitted to be physically present with the participating students. Spectators will not be permitted to join the Zoom meeting, so that means no parents, guests, supporters, etc. Team members appearing on the roster will be permitted to join, so team members who aren't playing a role in each trial are still able to join the Zoom meeting to watch their teammates perform. Decisions about who is permitted to be with the students in person should be made at the discretion of the team and their advisors, following all school rules and all public health guidance. Any in-person spectators are expected to comply with all competition rules and ensure that they are not a distraction to any of the student competitors during the trial.
As a reminder, Zoom is the designated platform that will be used for all of the trials. However, the manner in which teams connect to Zoom meetings will be at their discretion. Availability of technology, school rules, and even public health guidance varies dramatically throughout the state from county to county and city to city. Knowing this, teams will have flexibility in how they present their trials based on their unique situations. For some schools, this may mean that the students are gathering in person all in a single room, sharing a single device. For others, the students may need to all connect from different locations, each using their own device.
We are stipulating that all participants must join the meeting from the actual Zoom app rather than from a web browser. The app is a free download available for a number of devices, including phones, tablets, and laptops. If you visit the Zoom website from your device, the website will recognize your device and guide you to download the correct app.
OCLRE is not stipulating which device students should connect from, but we are encouraging all teams to test and practice their equipment in advance of competition day. OCLRE will be holding practice sessions to ensure that students' technology is working correctly. In our experience with some competitions held over the summer, some Zoom participants have had connection issues when using Chromebooks. However, Zoom has been working each month to improve their platform, and not all Chromebooks are built the same. Provided that your students have tested the technology and ensure that it's working properly, they can connect using Chromebooks.
Although technology is making this virtual competition possible, every teacher knows that tech can fail. The practice sessions are offered to eliminate as many tech glitches as possible. However, catastrophic failures such as internet outages are still a possibility. In the event that something like this occurs, the team advisor should contact OCLRE to describe the issue. OCLRE will then work with the competition committee to find a solution that complies with the competition rules.
To the greatest extent possible, the virtual trial should follow the same format of the traditional in-person trials. In instances where the virtual rules do not cover a scenario, the standard competition rules will prevail. For example, regarding objections, attorneys should follow the standard procedure for objections, stating their objection aloud and waiting for recognition from the presiding judge in order to elaborate. The exception, however, is that students may remain seated if needed to ensure that they are still on camera while making their objection. As with all elements of the trial, this is something that the team should practice well in advance of competition day.
The scoring elements, guidelines, and procedures will remain the same as they have in in-person trials. The format of the score sheet, however, will look different. To the extent that this impacts teams and procedures, we will provide you with an update. The rosters will play an integral part in this process, reiterating the importance of submitting accurate rosters by the deadline.
We are currently considering the format that students should use to present exhibits to the court or to show a witness statement to a witness for purposes of impeachment or refreshing recollection. At present, we're proposing that students be permitted to use Screenshare to display the document to the court. The standard rules that the document be unaltered will still prevail, as well as the prohibition on demonstratives. Because this is a big decision, which could have unintended consequences, we are seeking input from team advisors regarding this proposal. If you have thoughts about this process, please email Danielle. Similar to the errata process, advisors will not receive individual responses, but their concerns will be addressed in future rule updates.
Timekeepers and bailiffs will perform almost identically to their in-person roles. They will remain on camera throughout the trial, holding up time cards as usual. The timekeeper bailiff will have some additional responsibilities as their team's liaison with judges to stop the trials when a tech issue arises. In the event the timekeeper is the one experiencing tech issues, this responsibility will fall to one of the two attorneys on the team. We spell out this procedure in more detail in the virtual competition rules. We recognize that the 3-team limit may mean that some students may not make it onto your competition roster. Just like in a football game, every team member may not suit up for game day, but they are an integral part of practicing and preparing. We encourage schools to hold practices and tryouts to create their final rosters and make use of the scrimmage list to arrange for trials with other schools in which any student may participate.
OCLRE is committed to creating the most authentic experience possible in a very imperfect situation. The challenges of teaching and learning during a pandemic also impact our civic education programs. OCLRE staff spent time during the summer laying out a number of different scenarios and worked toward a solution that would maximize our capacity. We have invested in procedures that will allow us to serve up to 240 teams. This feat will require over 800 volunteers and countless hours in preparing for this system. Because the system will inevitably be imperfect, a lot rests on the shoulders of advisors and competitors to hold themselves to a high standard and to comply not only with the letter of the rules, but with the spirit of the competition as a whole. The behavior standards form that advisors sign every year has been updated to include a commitment to follow all competition and virtual format rules.
Thank you for your feedback on the virtual competition and your commitment to our students during what will certainly be a very unique mock trial season. We will continue to provide competition updates via our website and here on our YouTube channel. Be sure to like and subscribe to be notified of competition updates when they occur. Thank you.